Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 105 of Scrolling Around. As always, we have lots in store for you all, starting with Oxford Public Library. Then we head over to Leonard to speak with a horse farrier and ending with Upland Hills Farm. So don't go anywhere, Scrolling Around starts right now.
Welcome, I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles.
And together we do the weekly news for Oxford Television.
Yep, and we're not the only ones that do that. We do it along with Dave Kenny, who does Auto Talk and Science in the news. We do it with Alexis Ware, who covers our school news, and Cody Wright, who covers our sports. And we can't forget Kyle Snage, who also does our technical end of it. He records it.
There's great information out here in the news, weekly news, so tune in with us. And what dates are we talking about? Times?
We air Monday through Saturday, 12 noon, 6:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. And then on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. And we cover everything in your backyard.
We'll be watching for you, so be there.
Bye-bye.
As promised, we're going to head over to Oxford Public Library to speak with Danielle about everything they have to offer this summer. Take a look.
Hello everyone, I'm here outside of Oxford Public Library. They have a bunch of different activities going on for the teens for summer's reading. We're going to go inside and see what activity is up first.
So be sure to check on their site at
Rachel, can you tell us all of the different events that you have going on this summer for the teen department?
And more, or you can tune into the Scrolling Around segment.
We have two lock-ins, one that's just crafts and games and one that's Nerf guns. We have Maker Mondays, where we do a bunch of different crafts. We're doing galaxy cookies, star magnets, all kinds of fun stuff. And then every Thursday we have a movie matinee. We have Spaceballs, Tron, a bunch of throwback movies. We're also offering a piggy bank craft. We have a bunch of clubs. We do D&D. We have a Magic the Gathering night where people can just bring their cards and play. We have all kinds of stuff going on, and all of that can be found on our website.
And you mentioned lock-in. So are the students locked in? Is it like a slumber party overnight, or is it just within the day?
It's from 6 to 9 o'clock on a Friday, so it's after close. We are in here. It's just the teens and staff, and we do pizza and games and all kinds of fun stuff.
And how did you guys first decide to do this? What really made you want to do this?
I actually don't know. The lock-ins were a huge thing before I started here, and I've just continued them on. And summer reading is just an annual thing for all libraries, and it's so much fun, and there's programming for all ages.
And like I'm going to say with Star Wars trivia, does that also kind of resonate with the book as well? Do a lot of students come and read before the trivia even starts?
Sometimes they do. We have a lot of really big Star Wars fans who come in and they play the role-playing games and they play games online, and they're super into the franchise.
So some of these activities are pre-check-in or, pre-register to play, and some of them are just walk-in. You can come anytime you want without even signing up. Which events are those? Obviously, you can find them online, but...
You can. The lock-ins and a lot of the crafts you do need to register for because we need to have enough materials. But the Maker Mondays are drop-in until we run out of supplies. The throwback movies are drop-in. All the clubs, we do the Perler Beads, D&D, Magic the Gathering. All of those are drop-in.
And the D&D, Dungeons and Dragons and things like that, those clubs are all year round?
Yes, they are.
Same time, or does it kind of change a little bit once the summer hits?
We keep it the same time.
Now, tell us about your turnout for these events. I know today specifically is the cookies event. Tell us about that one.
So already we've had 6 participants. We've only been doing it for an hour, but we do run out of supplies sometimes. Sometimes we don't. The earlier you get here, the better. Our clubs seem to fill up pretty good in the summer. They die off in the fall, but we want to keep people coming.
Is there anything else for teens or for their parents that they should know that's coming to the library pretty soon for them to get enrolled or participate in?
I can't think of anything offhand. We do have a display coming from NASA towards the end of summer. I don't know the exact dates. That's going to be really cool. And at the end of July, we have a constellation program coming in that's going to be neat.
And obviously, this is the teen department. Now, is it 13-year-olds on up, or is it preteen included as well?
We count 6th through 12th grade as teen. So if you're going into 6th grade, you can register for our teen program.
And within those 6th graders on up until seniors, is everyone together? Are, high schoolers and middle schoolers kept separate?
They are all together, and it actually works out really well.
So you get like siblings and all sorts of the whole group.
Exactly. And we have volunteers who help with our programs, and they're teenagers as well.
And tell us how students who are interested in becoming a volunteer can do that. And what are the requirements for that as well?
They can come and talk to us at the desk. We just have a little form for them to fill out. We have times when we need people to come in and help. Otherwise, they can come in and help us make sure our shelves look nice and our programs are ready to go.
And this is things that students can use towards credits for their classes, or I've read a bunch of different things that these volunteer hours can go towards. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, a lot of them use them for National Honor Society. I know some high schools require you have so many service hours to graduate. Youth projects, Boy Scouts, they require service hours. It all counts towards that, and we have special forms.
All right, so you heard it here first. The library, Oxford Library, is hosting a bunch of different events this year for 6th graders on up until seniors. Guys, come out. You need something to do over the summer. They're having events pretty much every single day for the summer, specifically Mondays, Thursdays, and Friday matinees, right? Thursday matinees. Throwback Thursday matinees for the movies. Come out, check it out. Either come into the library or look it up online, guys. But that's about does it for this episode of Scrolling Around. Until next time.
That was Danielle talking about all the fun things Oxford Public Library has going on this summer. So if you're interested in that, be sure to stop by your local library or go online at oxfordpubliclibrary.com. Moving right along into our next segment, we head over to Leonard to speak with Noah Baller and his Farrier Services. Take a look. I am here with a very special friend of mine, Noah. Noah, where do we know each other from?
We know each other from working at the radio station.
Yep. WICD, but that's not why we're here today. We are here for your horseshoeing business. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I went to horseshoeing school down in Kentucky about 3 years ago, the Kentucky Horseshoeing School, and learned a lot of great things from a lot of great teachers, and brought back the things that I learned back to Michigan to work on horses across the state of Michigan.
And not just Michigan, but locally here in Leonard. So tell us what first caught your interest about this business.
Well, I've been around horses all my life, grew up riding them, and didn't really know what I wanted to do out of high school, and this came up, and I went for it, and it's been a dream come true.
How long have you been in the horseshoeing business?
But for about 3 years.
And so far, what have you done? How many horses can you recall that you've shoed?
It's too many to count.
Is it all local?
Yep, all local, Macomb County, Wayne County, Oakland County, mostly.
So what goes into shoeing? What's that entire process?
Well, many different things, but basically you take off the shoes and you trim the feet just like your fingernail, and you try to balance out the foot as much as possible, and then you put the shoe back on.
Now, a lot of people, especially if they don't own horses, don't know what's the importance of making sure that the shoe is comfortable and updated. So can you tell us what that importance is?
Right. So we use shoes for protection and support of the bottom of the horse's foot so it doesn't wear away too fast.
And let's say it did wear away. If they didn't keep updated with that, then what happens to the horse?
Well, if they don't have shoes on and the foot wears away too fast, they could get sore on the bottom of their feet. So that's really the reason why we put shoes on, because wear exceeds growth.
And I heard somewhere that it damages the horse a little bit too as well, right?
Well, yeah, sometimes it can injure them if they need shoes and they don't have shoes on.
And specifically when horses are in road and competitions and things like that, it's especially important for the shoes to be updated, right?
Correct, yep.
Does it help them jump better or do obstacles better?
Well, I mean, possibly, but the main reason is just protection and support for the bottom of their feet.
Okay, so I noticed here that the front of the horse has shoes on it and the back doesn't. Can you tell us why that is?
Well, for a lot of horses, if they do have shoes on, in the front they'll need shoes, and sometimes in the back they don't, just depending on what they do and how much of work that they do.
Now, when you say what they do and how much work they do, can you give us an example of that?
Well, there's a lot of horses, a lot of different disciplines, such as Western, English, saddle seat. It just depends on what you want to do with your horse.
Okay, so now tell us about Rocky. Rocky is like your prized possession here. When did you first get him?
Well, we got Rocky when he was 4 years old. He's 20 now, so about 16 years. And he's just been a great horse. We've been very blessed to have good horses throughout the years. And I've ridden him most of my life. And he's just been an amazing horse and has won a lot of things. And he just keeps on getting better.
And what kind of competitions do you ride him in?
Just open shows throughout the state. When I was in high school, I rode for an equestrian team. I was a one-man equestrian team, and I just had good enough horses to get me to the state finals.
Okay, yeah. Now tell us about Rocky's journey towards all that. Do you usually do Rocky shoes or?
I don't do Rocky shoes. A friend of ours that has been doing it for a long time does his, and I've kind of worked with him a little bit here and there. So it's been just learning from all different kinds of people.
For people who love horses and would like to get into the shoeing business, what is your best advice to them?
Well, you can apprentice under somebody. There's a lot of guys and girls throughout the area. And then if you'd like to go to school, there's a lot of schools around the country. I went to the Kentucky Horseshoeing School in Richmond, Kentucky, and I had a great time. I learned a lot. The teachers were very informative with everything, and my time there was just a very great time, and met a lot of great friends that I'm still great friends with today.
And that's how people can get involved in shoeing. But tell us about your specific business.
Well, I run Ballard Farrier Services, and I just operate throughout the state of Michigan, mostly Oakland and Macomb County, and just traveling throughout the state, trimming and shoeing horses.
And do you work around the clock? Is there certain days that you prefer not to work?
Pretty much any day. If there's work to be done, I work. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 is pretty much my hours, and but I go anywhere at any time.
Awesome. Now tell us how our viewers and all of our friends here can get in contact with you.
Well, you can look me up on Instagram on Ballard Farrier Services, or Facebook, the same thing as well.
All right, guys, that about wraps up this episode for our Community Access and Schooling Around. Thank you again, Noah, for allowing us to come out, see your beautiful horse here, and find out what shoeing a horse is all about. We're going to toss it back to Bill, but remember to shop locally and support your local businesses, no matter what kind. Until next time. If you'd like to see the full segment for that show, tune in to our Community Access with Bill Service. Remember to always shop locally. But going into our very last segment for this episode of Schooling Around, we're going to head over to Upland Hills Farm to find out the summer programs they have going on for the kids. Take a look. Hello everyone, today's episode brought us to Upland Hills Farm. We're going to speak to one of the main people in charge and see what all they have in store for the summer and all year round. We're going to go take a look. Can you tell us what goes into running Upland Hills?
Yes, we have a lot of different programs here at Upland Hills Farm. In fact, behind me you see a bunch of children playing. They're here on a field trip visiting our farm and our camp, because our camp is the coolest and they want to see what a cool camp looks like. Our campers right now actually happen to be at the lake, which I think we're going to go see in a little bit. And we have 170 campers every week during the summer, except for a couple weeks where we have a few less staff coming to work. So that's just the summertime. Also during the summer, I should add, we do a summer Sunday, and we have a summer Sunday schedule, which is on our website at uplandhillsfarm.com. But we also have weddings that come here almost every weekend in the summer. They set up in a couple different places. It's really pretty around here. My wife and I actually got married in the double-story barn that's behind the Catamaran, and there's a big glass window there, so it kind of looks like an old-style church upstairs where our wedding was held. So those are some of our summer programs. We do business parties, birthday parties.
A lot of different things.
A lot of different things. So in the spring and the fall, our programs are a little different. We actually focus on field trips for schools. We get elementary and preschools that come on field trips to the farm. Preschoolers get to walk around with a guide and see the different animals and learn what their purpose on the farm is and actually get to interact with them. Our elementary school kids will go to a farm show, and that's one of the main things I do on the farm is actually do the farm shows and teach about what the animals do for the farmer. That is the spring and the fall, but our fall we have a fall festival on the weekends, which is a really big deal. We can have probably an average of about 1,000 people a day that come out on the weekends in October. We have hay rides, pony rides, a pumpkin patch, Baffling Bill the Magician, who's also local, and myself. We'll do shows for people when they come. So October's a really big deal. And we do have quite a bit of staff, not just the 4 of us that manage the farm. We have a bunch of counselors. I think there's more than 100 counselors that help with our camp throughout the summer at different times. And then our office manager, Christy, who's in the office answering phone calls and doing the paperwork.
All that
and
fun stuff.
making sure everyone gets a paycheck at the end. So, and Steve and Leslie, who own and run the farm, are still very active and involved. They spend time with the campers and they come down on a regular basis. Steve likes to use all the big equipment that's here, so he's often jumping on a bulldozer like he did today and making sure all the bumps are smoothed out on the roads here at the farm, and the rake and raking around the farm. And then Leslie also likes to be with the kids. In fact, her dog, which you might see run across one of our camera angles,
yes.
she has 2 dogs. One is Josie, who just had puppies about 6 or 7 weeks ago. She had 13 puppies. She's a Labrador Retriever. Some of her puppies are black and some of them are brown. And she's driving behind us right now, actually. And she has the back of her car open. The dogs are probably in it. There's one looking out the front window at us.
And the main thing is that they're very friendly,
They
so
are.
obviously the kids can be around them and nothing will happen to
Right,
them.
her dog Josie loves being with the children. Today when we had our assembly upstairs, it gets real loud because we sing and the kids are talking about their week and everything that they're doing. The dog heard them and ran up the steps, ran through and greeted all the children, and then went out the other side of the barn.
Just wanted to say hi.
Yep, she loves to be with children, and they're very good with kids.
It's a lot of information there again.
I know, did I
Say
miss
that
anything?
website one more time just in case anyone
Yes,
mentioned it.
you can find all that information at uplandhillsfarm.com. And there's a drop-down menu on the left that lists birthday parties, fall festival, field trips, summer day camp, puppies, and all kinds of different things that I didn't mention.
Now, going back into the summer camp portion of it, these
Yeah.
students here behind us, obviously, if they're from a different school or a different summer camp, what are some of the activities that they get to do while they're here?
Yeah, when our field trips come to the farm, we want to make sure that they get to meet the animals, because that's one of the things that make us unique from other camps is we have farm animals everywhere. So they're going to get a tour guide that's going to walk them to the different barns and talk to them about the baby ducks, which we almost always have some baby ducks, the chickens, and they'll look at the eggs. They'll see that we have eggs of different colors, and sometimes that intrigues some of our kids that come. They'll walk over to our cow barn or in our nursery, which is this barn with white stripes on it over that direction. And in that barn, we have some calves. There's actually 4 calves in there that are about 4 months old, so they're pretty young still cute. We also have some bottle babies, some baby goats, some baby lambs.
Do they get to feed them?
They get to feed, and some baby pigs that they get to feed with a baby bottle. So they enjoy doing that. So when our field trips come, they get to do some of those things. We also send a cow down so they can milk the cow by hand,
Wow.
which is a great experience for them as well. And they will go on a hayride at some point during their field trip. They'll go out to our enchanted forest where we have gnomes and fairies and little fairy villages set up in the woods. And they'll walk that trail, and when they come back to the farm, they can also enjoy their lunch in the beautiful outdoors or in the picnic shelter, and also the playgrounds, which we have a few playgrounds around the farm where they get to spend their time.
Lots of different farm incorporated obstacles, if you will,
Yeah.
that they can do. I see a unicorn back here, a horse. That's really nice. It fits the theme. Now, for people who have children who aren't necessarily in a summer camp, are individual families allowed to come here and enjoy?
We do have a schedule that allows them to come out at certain times, and those are right now our summer Sundays. The next one is July 7th, and there is a schedule of those, which I wish I had with me so I could just hand it to you. But there's a schedule that's once a month when we're open on a Sunday for families to come out. It's $10 a person, and you get to experience a lot of the same things. A cow will be there for you to milk if you want to milk a cow. You can actually go into some of the pens with the animals and pet them. You'll get to go on a hayride and enjoy everything that we have in the outdoors here as well.
Awesome. And that's one Sunday every month.
One Sunday every
Which
month.
will also be on your site for people to go and look to if they
Yes.
they were interested.
Yep.
Now, animals are a big topic, especially for younger kids. You mentioned obviously the cows, the pigs. What other animals do you have here on the farm? Chickens?
Oh, we have so many animals. I hope I don't miss anything. We have ducks. Some of the ducks we have are called crested whites. They actually grow a poof of feathers on top of their head.
Okay.
So they all look very unique from each other. We have turkeys, we have peacocks, we have a whole bunch of different kinds of chickens, and they all have unique looks to them. Some of them are very surprising, almost like something you could expect to see at a Dr. Seuss book. So that's most of our poultry animals. Oh, geese and ducks also walking all over the farm. They're not in pens, they're just part of the landscape here. And they're domestic geese that we own and we feed, so they stay around here all the time. And then we have cows and sheep and goats. We have an alpaca named Zizi who likes to kiss people on the nose.
Okay.
And
All friendly animals.
yes, they're all friendly animals. And we have some potbelly pigs who are also very friendly. Our campers love to go in there and actually play with them. That's how friendly they are. And then we have some other breeds of pigs, which will get a little bigger, but right now they're pretty small and the kids enjoy playing with them as well. And what have I possibly missed? Oh, horses.
Horses.
Some
Can't
kids,
miss horses.
yeah, I know. Someone's gonna be very upset that I didn't say that first, but horses, yeah. So I think I've named most of them. I also mentioned dogs. We have cats. We have a special room called the Kitty Condo, which is full of kittens. And sometimes the campers and our visitors get to go inside with the kittens and cuddle with them too. So,
Awesome.
oh, rabbits.
And rabbits.
See, I knew I was gonna forget something. There might even be something else I forgot.
So in terms, it's every animal that a kid would read in a Dr. Seuss book or a farm book,
Mm-hmm.
they can find here and even interact with, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, they can. And interacting with them is a really special thing about our farm. Our goat pen, during camp, there'll be 20 or 30 children with the goats. And there's some baby goats in there that climb on them and jump on them while they're in there. So it's pretty normal to see the kids and the animals interacting together.
Yeah. And now you mentioned the river in the first part of this interview, so it's only right if we go and see everything that river has and tell,
Yeah.
especially some of those kids down there.
Well, we actually have a lake. It's a man-made lake.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. The people that bought the farm, Knight and Dorothy Webster, were able to acquire some lake frontage that a developer put in for their housing development. Turns out the housing development didn't grow very big. There's only one house you can see on the whole entire lake, and the rest of the lake is pretty much ours to use with our boats, our paddle boats, and for boys and girls to swim in. So we'll
Which is a bonus
get to take a
with
look
the
at it.
camp. Is that also offered during the Sunday visit
No.
for individual families? No.
We drive up there and
You
turn
have to
around.
come into camp.
Yep, you have to come to camp if you want to swim at the lake.
All right. So we're gonna go there now and
Okay.
see some of those cool things.
Yep.
And this pen behind us is called.
It's called an octoball pit. It's also called the Gaga pit.
Gaga.
But kids of all ages get to play together. The games go really quick, so if you get out playing octoball, you just sit outside the pen until the next game starts and you're back in no time. It's kind of like Foursquare used to be when we were kids.
And then I see the lake, obviously. To the
Yep.
side of here, you guys have safety ropes so the kids don't go too far out.
Yeah, we're divided into 3 sections. We have a section that is water for children to play in. If they can't pass the swim test, it's only about to my knee, so they can stand in there, and it's supervised by some of our counselors. And there's an intermediate area where there's room to swim, but you can still touch the bottom. And then we have a swimmer's area where you can't really touch the bottom, so you have to be able to swim. So those little colored ropes kind of tell us which section's which, and the children know where they're supposed to be.
And you said swimmer's test, so you guys perform tests before you allow the kids to go.
Yeah, they take a test, they get a wristband that says they passed the test, so we can real quickly identify if anyone goes in the wrong spot. Yeah.
And do you do this test before the kids come, or is it an everyday test?
Well, we have week-long camp sessions, so we do this test on the first day of the week. So Monday The kids who have not done a test all summer yet will take a test. The other campers, if they've passed a test in an earlier week of the summer, they can go swimming without taking a test. So.
And you guys, you know your students, obviously, your campers.
Yeah, and we do have really good supervision. We have like counselors everywhere on the docks looking in every direction, and they're specifically designated to certain locations to keep supervision over the lake. So we obviously want to keep the lake safe, and that's why we do how we do that.
Are the campers here, are they designated at certain times to come down here and up there where we just left, or is it?
Well, we try to have lake time in the afternoon for our whole camp. Every once in a while we'll have a group that will have a special time that will do horses or maybe some other activity that just their group will do. But usually the whole camp will come down and swim in the afternoon. If the weather is a little strange, we might flip-flop it and swim in the morning and come out here in the afternoon.
You never know.
Come back in the
Living here,
afternoon.
right?
Right, exactly. It could change on you.
Let's go down there and get a little bit of a closer look.
I thought they would be using the boats today, but they might not have had enough time to do all their boat rules and all that. So, but they have boats they can swim around the lake on.
The summer just began, so it's still plenty of time for people to come and get enrolled in the summer camp.
We fill up our camp really quick, and if we have any spaces, it's probably 4th of July week, which is the next week.
Okay.
And also the last week, which is, I can't tell you the dates off the top of my head, but near the end of the summer, it's usually a little more open for enrollment. So
Do you have a waiting list?
we do have a waiting list, and people will try to get on that waiting list. So sometimes things change and something opens up. So if you're interested in coming to camp, try to get in there this year, but if not, get us early next year, like March.
Now, for students who maybe can't get in the camp this summer, tell us some more about the fall programs when schools let back in.
So if you're a school and you want to bring some of your students here, a preschool or a daycare, you can call the office and set up a field trip. We'll take you around, show you the animals, let them milk a cow. We'll have a lot of fun activities for them to do, including the hayride. Also come in October. Anyone can come on the weekends in October. You can come as a group. You get a discount for group birthday parties. Also, we can arrange special things like tickets for pony rides and things like that. October, you get to feed the hundreds of ducks. And there's a pumpkin patch. You can pick a pumpkin out. So if you didn't make it to camp, but you need to spend some time at the farm, October on the weekends is a great time to do that. Lots of fun things happening.
All right, everyone, that about concludes this tour of Upland Hills Farm. Remember that if you would like to enroll in their summer camp or would like to just come out with some friends and family, visit their site at uplandhillsfarm.com. But until next time, I'm Alexis Ware, Oxford Community Television. Remember that Upland Hills Farms have summer Sundays every month, once a month, so be sure to go onto their site to check out those dates. You can also tune into the school news segment right after this to find out those specific dates I'm going to list for you all. But until next time, I'm Alexis Ware.
We here at OCTV cover the local events and government meetings of Oxford, Addison, and Leonard. We also produce and edit programs for you viewers out there. With the leadership of our station manager, Bill Service, we have been a very successful team, winning awards from the state of Michigan for Best Electronic Media, giving attention to our local veterans. We also won awards for excellence in directing and educational programs. With the help of our great new equipment and our technical directors, we write, produce, and broadcast our local news for you. Without our production manager, Terry Stiles, our channel and station wouldn't be the well-oiled machine it is today. She coordinates the editing assignments and shoot schedule with our editors and camera people. OCTV and its communities make a great team. love local sports. Whether it's Oxford High School or Parks and Rec, you can buy copies of each game. To purchase your copy, call us at 248-628-9658 or give us an email at manager@occtv.org or talk to us at the next game. Hopefully we'll see you there.